Welcome back to Performance Tooling Secrets. I'm Mitch Baer, CEO of PT Solutions. All right, let's get something out of the way. If your tool's chattering, burning up, or leaving a finish that looks like you cut it with a chainsaw, before you blame the tool,
shame.
Check the tool holder. Let's talk about the main styles of spindles and types of tool holders, what they're good at and what they're not. Unfortunately, most machinists have little to no control over what machines they have to work on or what spindle's in them. So you may have to make do with what you've got, but maybe you can influence the boss's next machine purchase. In North America, the cat taper is the old reliable standard, built like a brick. There's 3 taper sizes, cat 40, 50, and for the blessed few, cat 60. It's a strong design and handles axial and radial load very well, especially in cat 50. There's a huge variety of holder options from dozens of suppliers. And in general, they're relatively inexpensive. They're great for roughing and heavier cuts, as well as any kind of hole making. But they do have some limitations. The asymmetrical flange makes balance a challenge. They get sketchy at high RPMs because it's only held by a small pull stud. If you're spinning at stupid RPMs and wondering why your finish sucks, you might be exceeding the capability of the cat holder. Big Plus or dual contact cat improves some of those issues. So if your machine has the Big Plus spindle, you can have even more options. You can run a standard cat in a Big Plus spindle. You can also run a Big Plus in a standard cat, but it won't be dual contact. BT is basically cat's slightly more refined cousin. BT has a symmetric flange, which equals better balance. It handles higher RPM better than cat and still plenty rigid, though most common taper you see in North America is BT30. Options are much more limited and more expensive, and it still has limits at high speed. HSK is what happens when engineers get tired of excuses. The most common tapers are A63 and A100, though you'll see E32 and E40 for spindles with more than 30,000 RPMs. HSK is a dual contact system. The clamping mechanism is much stronger and results in way better balance and concentricity. HSK excels at high RPMs. If it's so great, why doesn't everyone use it? The machine and the holders cost significantly more. If you're high-speed machining or chasing microns, HSK is the way. If not, it's like putting a Hellcat in an 85 Ford Ranger. Now let's talk about how the tool is actually clamped. If you have a drill chuck in your CNC machine and you use it for anything besides an edge finder or an indicator, please stop. That is an accident waiting to happen, and you cannot run any tool to its potential in a drill chuck. Side lock holders are probably the most misused tool holders in the shop. It's simple. If the tool has a factory flat on the shank, use the side lock. If not, don't. Certain tools, like indexable drills and indexable end mills, will typically come with a flat on the shank. Use it. They will never be run at high RPMs and will run best in a side lock. But please don't try to grind a flat on a shank that doesn't have one. If you do, don't call me when your tool fails. For any tools that don't have a flat, ER collet chucks are the most common holder in the shop, and for good reason. They're inexpensive, there's a huge variety of options from a multitude of suppliers, and one holder fits a bunch of tools. But runout can be an issue, especially for drills. Every shop has that guy that thinks he needs a 5-foot cheater bar to tighten the nut. Jim.
My bad.
So you have to regularly check the nut, the bearing, and the taper for cracks. If it's cracked, throw it away and buy a new one. ER is great for general work. It's not great for pretending you're doing high precision finishing. Now let's talk precision. Starting with hydraulic chucks, they have little to no runout, which makes them ideal for hole making applications. They resist vibration very well, and they have a high grip force. They're easy and repeatable to set up, but they're not great for aggressive milling. Excess radial forces can damage the internal bladder, which will cause runout and reduce the gripping force. And please do not tighten the screw without a tool in the holder. If you do, you'll have an expensive paperweight. If finish matters or you drill a lot of holes, hydraulics are a solid upgrade. The next option is mechanical milling chucks. They have an even greater clamping force and minimal runout. They also handle heavy milling very well and are highly durable. The main drawback is the nose of the tools tend to be bulky and gauge length options are pretty limited. The next one, people either love or they hate, shrink fit. I'm a huge fan when used correctly. Little to no run out, high grip force, well balanced, and by far the most versatile for long reach or tight clearance situations. On top of that, there's a ton of options and they're relatively inexpensive. The cons, you have to buy a heat shrink machine. And if you buy a cheap one, you will hate shrink fit. Heimer is the leader in shrink technology and it's worth the investment. Tool change time is also a bit longer, and if you don't get it right the first time, you're gonna have to do it all over again. And that same guy that uses the 5-foot cheater bar will bring the holder almost to its melting point. Then it's a junk holder. Shrink fit doesn't forgive mistakes, but it also doesn't cost them. There are a few other unique systems for high precision, high grip tool holding, like the Power Grip from RegoFix and the Tribos from Shunk. They're great systems, and they also require a unique machine to change the tools. Here's the short version. Write this on the whiteboard. For heavy roughing, rigid holder, CAT or BT, general work, ER collets, finishing, drilling, reaming, hydraulics, high speed, precision, HSK or shrink, and remember, high RPMs equals balance matters. Tight tolerance, run out matters. Bad holder, broken tools, scrap parts, and a bad day. The tool holder isn't just a piece of metal. It's the connection between your spindle and your paycheck. Pick the wrong one and don't take care of it, and you'll chase problems all day long. Pick the right one, and suddenly everything just works. If you're not sure what you should be running, call your local PT Solutions rep. We'll help you figure out what the best option is for you. If you like the video, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Performance Tooling Secrets.